Like Scott Pilgrim back in theaters later this year, we're back with another episode. This is the PodBoyz Advanced Podcast. It's a weekly gaming podcast where we discuss the latest in gaming, pop culture in general, if we feel like mixing it up in there, like I just threw in the Scott Pilgrim there. My name is Oscar. I'm joined by my best friend and co-host, Eric.
Hello.
What's up, man? How you doing this week?
Just chilling, man. Chilling, same as always.
What you been up to, man? What you been up to this week? Anything interesting happened this week?
Let's see. So I was a little upset about being berated by you about not playing The Witcher, so I finally downloaded The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did. And I started playing it last night. I didn't play it too much. Probably like the first just like few cutscenes because the cutscenes are so long. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. In the beginning, it eventually like it eases up, but yeah, it's story heavy in the beginning.
Yeah. So yeah, I just picked it up. I'm already annoyed with the horse. I heard that that's a meme.
Oh, dude, Roach! I didn't even ride him if I could avoid it. To be honest with you,
Is that bad, huh?
Yeah, well, it's kind of my bag in open world games in general. I feel like you miss a lot more if you use the horse and like do the follow the road, guide you places type of thing, like where you like hold down a button and you follow the road.
Yeah, that
Like,
makes sense.
yeah, if you walk everywhere, you get a lot more like the little like if you look at the map, there's a bunch of little question marks everywhere and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
About like little random encounters and weird stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Open world games I like to like get lost in basically, so I honestly just hoof it everywhere, dude. I just
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I also might have I took some advice from some of the guys we play with. It wasn't really advice, but they were like, "Oh, play it on the hardest difficulty, and I was like, "No," but so I took it one step. I'm like on the like hard difficulty, called like Blood and Bones or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah.
Nope.
Just
I
because
played it through,
why not?
I played it through on good old normal, like a baby back bitch, and I'll admit it. I don't care. I played it through on normal, and you know what? I actually started up like the DLC, the first DLC, and I was chugging along on it, and I got to like the first like big boss fight of it, and I'm getting absolutely wrecked in the DLC.
Is it Blood and Wine or is it the
Yeah,
other
Blood
one?
and Wine. I
Is
think
that the
it's Blood
first
and
one? Because
Wine.
there's two, right?
Yeah, there's two.
Okay.
The one I'm doing is the Blood and Wine one. Yeah, but I'm getting wrecked by the first DLC boss. But yeah, I mean, it's a really good game. Once it opens up, like you're gonna have a lot more to do and everything like that. So
Right. All right. Yeah. It looks like it's gonna be fun. So we'll see how that goes.
nice. And other than that, you've been on the Destiny grind, or what else you've been up to?
A little bit. I haven't. So Destiny. So I don't know if I mentioned to you, but do you remember the Fellwinter's Lie, the sniper shotgun from D1?
Yes, from the Iron Banner. Yeah.
Yeah. So they reintroduced it in D2, and they had like this whole quest line surrounding it, like regarding Fellwinter and the Warmind and all that. Excuse me. But when they released the quest, it was like everyone in the community had to do like 9 million public events, and yeah.
I mean, there's I mean, I assume there's still millions of players, so it shouldn't be that crazy. But still, that's wild.
It was so wild, in fact, that Bungie actually had to nerf the quest because it was taking way too long to complete the quest. And like the first like three, it was like 3 or 4 days of the quest, almost a full week. And the percentage bar like only moved up like 1 or 2%.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was bad. So bad that they had to like change the quest and give like a multiplier on the weekend. Mm-hmm. And then that same weekend, of course, with the multiplier, that, you know, the community fucking killed it.
Chugged through it, yeah.
Yeah, so that was not the end of it actually. After that, um, after the quest was like done, the next quest step was to like get 100 shotgun kills, and that was not that bad. That was like it was it didn't have to be like PvP or anything.
Hmm.
Um, and that was not too bad. But then the next quest after that was actually bugged.
Jesus.
So basically, everyone had to wait until like they did pretty much almost another like half a week for them to fix the bug, and finally everyone got their hands on Fellwinter's Lie,
Nice.
including myself.
Was it worth the wait and worth the hype, or was it
I
more
mean,
annoying
it's
than
not. I
anything?
feel like I played with it a little bit. I did some like elimination games, but it wasn't as broken as it used to be. It's still really good, but I don't think it pairs like it doesn't it doesn't match what it was in D1. In D1 it was just stupid.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, but
There's some weapons that just never come back. Like I don't think they ever like I don't know. Well, I mean I haven't played it forever, but like once they got rid of like the first the first raid scout rifle.
mhm.
Oh my god, no, nothing ever replaced that one. It was like a full auto scout rifle that was super like accurate. Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they never had anything like it again. And I hate that, man. I hate when they bring things back and it doesn't live up to it.
Yeah, dude, it's not the same. It's still fun. It's still really strong. It's still like a really good weapon.
Hmm.
So, and then they changed up the perks in it, so you can actually switch different perks in it. And it's a good gun. It's cool. It's cool. It was
Nice.
worth the wait, in my opinion. It was kind of a scandal though in the Destiny community.
I mean, it's always something.
Yeah.
As it seems like nothing's changed. Um, as far as me, I've been rotating between three games as I usually do. I do Animal Crossing daily, so I'm still keeping up on Animal Crossing. I play that with my girlfriend a lot. Um, right now, she's coming to my island a lot and like doing a bunch of stuff with flowers because you can like crossbreed different flowers to get different colors and get like rare colored flowers and stuff like that. So we're doing all that. I just got like the last upgrade on the house you can get in Animal Crossing. So once I finish paying that off, I don't know what else happens after that. So we'll see what happens. Then I'm still playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I'm pretty far. I think I should be close to the end now. And same thing as like The Witcher. Like I'm just because I like the setting. Like I said last time, I like the Greek mythology and everything like that. I've just kind of been take I think like the standard time to beat online it says it's like maybe like 35 to 40 hours. I'm already at like 48 hours and I don't like I'm pretty close to the end, but I don't think I'm like about to beat it. So I've just been like walking around taking my time doing all the little tombs and side quests and stuff like that. And I mean it's fun once you like unlock like basically you can fill out the whole skill tree and everything like that. And once you're like
Hmm.
you get pretty OP and it starts getting pretty fun, when you start running through people.
Cool, cool, cool.
And then I've also been playing Nino Kuni on the Switch. Have you
Nino
ever?
Kuni.
Yeah, it's
I
actually
need to write that down. What is that?
it's an RPG actually back from the PS3. It's um the art style is it's all the art is by like Studio Ghibli. You know Studio Ghibli? Like they do
Yeah,
all
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically it's a video game with entirely in their art style
So
with
like Princess Mononoke, and
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, with an original
I hope I
story
said
by
that
them and everything like
right.
that. So it's super cool. It's honestly kind of Pokemon-ish, dude. So you're a little guy. Your main guy. While you can attack and do magic yourself, the
Hmm.
main point of the battle system is you throw out familiars, and they're like little guys, like little monsters that you capture and tame and stuff like that. They level up and everything and evolve just like Pokemon do, but it's kind of more like action oriented than Pokemon. Instead of being like turn based, you can like move around and like just do regular like action based attacks and stuff like that. Still do
So somewhat um similar to kind of like Kingdom Hearts maybe ish.
mm, not entirely. Maybe like one of the, like a weird like something they would do in a weird spin off type of thing maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like so basically you send out your little familiar and you can do regular attacks or like special attacks that use up like ability points. And they have a specific little they have a little timer each, and if it
Mm-hmm.
runs out, they get too tired and they have to come back and switch it out for another one. But you can also switch back to the main guy, and you can, and that's how you, when you have your regular RPG menu where it has like attacks, spells, items, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you switch between like your main tamer. So it's like if you had mobility and control as a Pokemon trainer in a Pokemon game, you could walk around the field and everything like that and do stuff.
Oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
I might check that out.
yeah, it's pretty interesting, dude. I might let you borrow it after I run through it. I'm pretty far into it now, so. But yeah,
Oh,
you
for
should
sure.
definitely check it out, or at least look into it.
Yeah, I definitely will. That sounds right up my alley.
But yeah, as far as what I've been playing, that's pretty much it for this week. So let's start to get into the nitty gritty a little bit here, man. Let's start up with the rumor roundup. You know, there's always rumors and rumblings coming from every which way on the internet. Never know who to trust or who's actually got the good sources. So going back to last week a little bit, we kind of glossed over it because we had a super extra long episode. But at the end of that Paper Mario trailer we talked about, you can see the little Paper Mario character wearing Samus's helmet, walking around going pew 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 pew,
Right.
like pretending to shoot a little gun. There's like one of the characters says like, "Oh, is he fighting off? Is he fighting something or some? There's some strange little phrase." So that obviously set rumors a tumbling about a Metroid game coming this year, because there had been rumors earlier that there was going to be a 2D Metroid at some point this year that had already gone around, and it hadn't really gone anywhere. But I mean, when you put something like that in front of the people, it gets everyone talking again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Metroid is already such a scandal because do you know about the whole Metroid Prime 4 thing about it getting
Yeah, there was more
scrapped in?
stuff. Uh-huh.
Well, yeah. So Metroid Prime 4 was in development for a while. Then they came out and announced that it was going to get scrapped and completely restarted with a whole different studio. So and so it's been silent since then. Basically, you've just been hearing that like they've been hiring like art directors and all this kind of stuff, but we haven't had any news about it. And then at the same time, as because we were supposed to get that game was supposed to drop last year in 2020 if all went according to plan.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same
You
time,
mean 2019, right?
yes, 2019.
Jumping into the future here, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean, you're the face, so I mean, I gotta get into the future. You know what I mean?
Right.
But, yeah. So at the same time, people Nintendo apparently has been sitting on a completed Metroid Prime trilogy of the first 3 games. They had dropped it on the Wii. That's the last time they dropped it. It's a full collection of the first 3 Metroid Prime games. And apparently, according to a bunch of people in the industry, insiders and stuff like that, it's been completed and they've been sitting on it forever, and it's just never come. They just keep putting it off and putting it off. So people think it's probably because they want to drop it closer to when Prime 4 is actually going to drop.
Oh, kind of like a
So,
whole Metroid theme
kind
kind
of
of
like
release.
drop those so they're fresh in people's minds and ready to go for 4 type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay.
So there's always rumblings about the trilogy dropping at any point, but I'm leaning more towards that 2D rumor, because it's been a long time since they released a 2D Metroid. I mean, it's been a long time since they made a 3D one too, but they did release on the 3DS. They released a remake of the Game Boy game Metroid 2: Return of Samus.
Right. There was a Game Boy Advance one too, right?
Fusion, yeah, that was like when we were children, man.
Yeah, I know.
And that's honestly my favorite Metroid game. It's like Metroid mixed with survival horror. It's crazy, but I can go off on a whole other tangent about that. But
Oh, and don't forget there was a DS one too. That one was fun.
oh, Metroid Prime Hunters, yeah, the multiplayer one, yeah.
Yeah.
Hunters was great, yeah. We used to play that in the band room in high school. Remember?
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun.
Yeah, but I'm leaning more towards the 2D thing, because it's been a while since they released Return of Samus, and that one was really well received and it was really well made. So hopefully they give that studio, because I think it wasn't a first party Nintendo studio that made it. It was kind of like they hired a team. I think they're called Mercury's team.
Hmm.
They're the ones that developed it. So hopefully, since it was so well received, they give them a shot, and hopefully we see that game soon. But I think, I mean, why else would they put that in there, like other than a funny Easter egg? Like I think it's definitely a tease. What do you think?
Yeah, I was reading up about it too. Some people said that it might also be a nod, kind of like hinting at Paper Mario, because of the whole like uh the quote that came up
Hmm.
when I think he's like talking to a toad or a bob omb or something
Yeah. Like one
in
of
the
the little
video.
kids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with the little quote that came up. Some people are speculating that it might be a nod to Paper Mario being in Smash.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, and I'd be super down for that.
Yeah, that would be really cool to have Paper Mario and like in Smash. Like he probably has a whole bunch of cool animations that could be put into
Dude,
the game,
yeah,
you know?
look into the first two games, like I told you last time. Look at the battle system. So how
Uh-huh.
that one was, it was time based. So basically, in that game, Mario had a hammer he attacks with,
Mm-hmm.
and basically you would pull your analog stick back to wind up, and you released it at just the right time, and it would do maximum damage if you released it right at the right time.
Mm.
So that's definitely something that would work super well with Sakurai could go nuts with that in Smash and make a really cool moveset around stuff like that. So I think it'd be super interesting. That's a cool point you brought up. I didn't even think about that, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I wish I could credit them, but I saw a YouTube video and he was talking um about this, Easter egg that we're
Mhm.
talking about. So yeah, he mentioned that and I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. So I would be really hyped for having Paper Mario and Smash, along with the other 1,000 characters that are in Smash Ultimate.
Dude, that'd be crazy, especially because I mean, while we did get Piranha Plant recently, for like being like Super Smash, I feel like Fire Emblem, I feel has way more representation than
Mm.
Mario. So I mean, like
No.
I wouldn't be mad at some more Mario representation, you know.
Yeah, I feel yeah.
Even though there are basically two Marios with Mario and Doctor Mario, but whatever. Paper Mario is so vastly different that it wouldn't really matter.
Right.
Um, so that's pretty cool. I mean, I look forward to. I mean, either one would be cool. Either I would prefer the Metroid thing because you know I'm a big Metroid fan, and it's been a long time since we've gotten one, so I'm super ready for one.
Yeah. Either one would be dope,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
There's rumors. I mean, there's always rumors. It's more like a console war thing and like stuff like that. That because I mean, there's this super crazy console war raging right now between PC people and PS4 people about
Oh
like
God.
I told you last time about some exclusives coming over.
Why can't we all just get
Right.
along?
So now some website that apparently people are saying is not necessarily that credible. I'm not really sure. They posted an article saying that Bloodborne could be coming to PC. They got everyone in a ravel. And you know what? For once, I'd be here for it because that is a PS4 exclusive, and I don't have one, so I'm sure my computer here could handle it. So I'd give it a try. I mean, that's how I'm definitely gonna give Horizon a try when it drops this like in July or whatever.
Have you ever played any of the Dark Souls?
Yeah, I've played Dark Souls Remastered on the Switch. Actually, I got it when it dropped.
Okay, the first one?
Yeah,
Okay. Because Bloodborne, all right, is really difficult.
they're all really. I know about Souls games, Eric.
Okay, good. Because oh
Yeah,
man, I didn't know if you. That's why I asked if you've played Dark Souls before. So
yeah.
you know.
I haven't beaten the first one. But I've gotten a good chunk of the way. Like for you know me, and how you try to come at me last week saying that I need to start every game on baby mode. But like I said, I've been playing a lot of games over the past couple of years, so I've like I've gotten my skills up, man. I've gone through a good chunk of Dark Souls, and honestly, I think from what I hear, because I've looked into Bloodborne a lot, because the story is like super interesting to me, because I'm super into like Lovecraftian horror as of late.
Right.
So I've looked into it a lot, and what I've heard is that while it is still a Souls game, it's a lot more. It encourages you to be a lot more aggressive and in your face a lot more
Mm-hmm.
than the other one does, and
Yeah.
I I have a hard time with like the timing and the patience of the other one. So I feel like a slightly faster paced one, I'd be a little I'd be better off with.
Oh no, you still have to dodge at the right time.
Oh, I mean
It's yeah,
that's a
it's
given. But I mean, like I said, I played through I've been playing through like very dodge heavy games. Like I've played through a bunch of
okay.
action games. Like I've beaten a bunch of the Devil May Cries recently. I beat both Bayonetas. Like that whole slash dodge thing. I got it down now. So
Cool, cool.
yeah, I think I can.
But Bloodborne on the PC, that'd be cool.
The one that I really wanted to try, but that one I know it's probably going to be way too difficult for me is Sekiro.
Oh, I haven't picked that one up.
Yeah,
Dude,
that one
honestly,
looks. I saw so many live streams of that. People like rage quitting and everything. It's so great watching it, but oh my god, I don't know if I could do that one, man.
I can't even get past like the first like hour of playing Bloodborne. It's it's
That
that
brutal.
hard, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that brutal. It's just the thing is like about Bloodborne is while in Devil May Cry, yeah, there's a lot of dodging involved, a lot of it is like a dodge and slash. That's what I thought too going into Dark Souls games, you know.
Hmm.
And Bloodborne plays pretty much exactly like that. I feel
Yeah.
like you are it is a little bit more fast paced and aggressive, but it's still the whole dodging the right way, and sometimes there's things that
Depending
you
on
can't
your
dodge.
invincibility frames and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
I
it's
mean,
very difficult, man. I would encourage you for sure to try it. I cry. I cry every time I load that
you
thing
know
up.
what, man? Like like I said, I've been trying to toughen up a lot as a gamer, and like those games are like such a rite of passage in the community. I feel like I like even if I have to bash my head against them for a while, like I want to try and at least get like through part of them, you know?
Yeah, I give no fucks. I just cry.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I get super frustrated with stuff too. So I mean, I feel you. Like I
Yeah.
got super frustrated for a while with Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, really? Oh, that's another one. I might pick that up this week, actually.
Ooh, you haven't tried that one, dude? Ah, I
No,
copped it
that's
when it
another
was
one
on.
on my
I
list.
copped it when it was on sale, dude. It's actually super freaking good, man. It's actually so good. That one's actually kind of brutally hard too, though. It's similar to it's that same type of style, so be prepared.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So,
but yeah,
what's
that's the Bloodborne thing. Like I said, I'd be for it I'd be willing to give it a try, and I guess the whole argument is everyone wants it on PC so they can do it at 60 frames because I guess it runs at 30 on the PS4 for whatever reason, but.
everything on PS4 runs at 30 frames per second, I think.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then I want to sneak something in here too. I kind of hinted at the beginning. So there's this whole like subsect of the community, like this whole vocal minority, but also it's a pretty large group if you really take it into account that like has been crying because there was a Scott Pilgrim versus the World video game that released on PS3 and 360, or maybe just 360. I'm not sure. But it was like a hand drawn old school like beat 'em up type of game,
Right.
and it was only available digitally, and it ended up getting unlisted. So there's no way to play it at all anymore, and no way to get it unless you like still have it saved to a hard drive somewhere or something like that.
Hmm.
So people have been like bugging Ubisoft because it's made by Ubisoft. So they've been bugging Ubisoft for years about it, and Ubisoft's like, it's not our fault. It's because there's this whole licensing because it's tied into the movie and there's music and all this other kind of crap. But like I said earlier, apparently it came out that they're actually for the 10th anniversary of the movie, they're re-releasing it in theaters at some. I think this later this year. I think if
I gotta go
yeah,
watch that, man.
I'm super down. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies ever.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, so They're re-releasing it in theaters, and someone tweeted at Ubisoft or something saying bring back the game, like because calling Twitter to action like always. And the official Ubisoft account actually responded with the little emoji. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
yeah,
that
they
got
need to make
everyone in
that
a
money.
tizzy and everything. So I'd be super stoked, man, because I never got to play that game. It's one of my favorite movies. The comics are super dope. If you've never read them, I suggest
Hmm.
you track them down and give them a try.
Hmm.
It goes way more in depth in the movie, and you get to see like a whole different side of the characters and everything. I encourage you to check it out. But dude, I'd
Hmm.
be super down to play the game, especially because I'm into like old school beat 'em ups and stuff like that. It's been a while since I played one. Streets of Rage 4 dropped recently, but I haven't checked it out, so I'm
Oh,
ready.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I heard about that Scott Pilgrim game like years ago when it
Mhm.
was out, but again, like I never played it. I didn't play it either, so that'd be cool. That'd be cool.
And then just to close off the rumor section here, there's it's not really a rumor. There's kind of just news and rumblings going around the web. That modders are actually working to like bring back like sort of like private servers to revive the original Xbox Live back on the original Xbox. And the source code, I guess,
Whoa.
for the original Xbox for the operating system and everything had it's been leaked for a while, but in a limited capacity or something like that. It wasn't available to everyone. And I think as of the past couple days, it's like out there, man. The whole source code for the original Xbox is out there, so people are going to town on it. And I wanted to bring it up here because I actually dig Xbox. Like the 360 was super dope to me. If you look back at the library of games back then, like it was kind of like if you look at the Xbox, it was kind of like a continuation of a Dreamcast after the Dreamcast and Sega died. So
Mhm.
I'm super into like the old school Xbox, and surprisingly, I have a tie-in. You can't really see it because it's a webcam and it's far away, but there's a solid like block of green boxes here. It's about 22 original Xbox games. So I work at a self-storage facility, and all kinds of stuff goes in and out of that place. People throw stuff away all the time and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I actually
Did you
happened to
just did you just
happened to
like
come across a box of complete in box. This was months ago. This was like a
you
couple
just
months.
find it like at work, or did someone just leave it somewhere, or what?
Yeah, so actually it was a guy getting rid of his stuff, and he actually asked me. He was just like, "Hey, this is a bunch of video games and electronics." He's like, I was gonna ask if anybody in here wanted it before I just tossed it in your guys' dumpster, and I was just like, well, let me check it out. And like, normally we're not supposed to like accept stuff from customers and stuff like that, but if we get them to sign like a release form and everything like that, like saying like we that they're abandoning that property or whatever, and it's basically free game and I can grab them.
Storage Wars.
Basically, yeah, you know what? I mean, I live that life, man. Like,
That's cool,
it
dude.
doesn't
That's cool.
necessarily happen like it does in the show for us because that ends up getting into a whole mess when you do like live on site stuff. But we're getting off into a weird tangent here. The point is, I got like 22 original Xbox games complete in box, so that kind of kickstarted a little collection of original Xbox for me. So I'm gonna keep going. They're actually it hasn't reached the point to where people are like hopping on it to buy them, like how all the GameCube and old NES and SNES stuff is shut up in price. It's still
Right.
pretty reasonable to buy original Xbox stuff. So I think I'm definitely gonna try and build the collection now that I got this little kickstart going. So
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd be down to hop on some Halo,
yeah, dude, some of
some
like
Halo
the original
Reach.
Halo and everything. Yeah, dude, get down. I mean, Reach would be 360, but this would be Halo. This would be Halo.
I thought, okay, so the original
Oh
Xbox.
yeah. The one we used to
Oh,
play with
my
Leo in
bad.
middle school.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
straight up Halo. Yeah, hell yeah. Was Halo 2 on there too?
I think Halo 2 was.
Yeah, it was Halo
Yeah,
1 and
you know
2.
what? Yeah, it's sitting on my shelf. Of course it
Yeah, yeah,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. So Halo
Hell
2.
yeah, dude.
Mech Assault. It's a really cool like mech game that came out on there. It has super good multiplayer. If they bring that back, dude, I'd love to play some Mech Assault online, dude. Whole bunch of stuff.
Sick, sick, sick.
So I'd be super down to see that come back. But yeah, that pretty much does it for the rumor roundup and everything like that. So now it's time to start moving up on into the bigger stuff for the week. So there's a couple things we can get started on here. What would you like to talk about first? You want to get in on some Last of Us? You want to get in on
Let's talk
some?
about Let's keep talking about Nintendo.
Like you talking about Nintendo? All
Yeah,
right, let's keep it
let's do
rolling
that.
with Nintendo. So it's a good thing it's a good thing we're rolling into it because apart from what I had laid out for you here today, actually a bunch of sales number dropped for for North America, for actually just the United States. It's every month a group called the MPD group releases the sales numbers and stuff like that, and it's not necessarily public as for a long time. There are some accounts on Twitter and everything that'll like leak them and post them and everything like that, people that get the numbers.
Yeah, as is the internet. Yes.
Yeah, so numbers came out today. Nintendo is absolutely smashing it like they have been for the past couple years. Obviously, the other two consoles are on a wind down, but in the past month, Switch sold a whopping 808,000 more units. So just shy of adding another million to the total just in the US, just in the last month. So Switch is absolutely on a roll. Switch is absolutely on fire. But then you have people singing gloom and doom all over the internet. Nintendo's doomed. Nintendo's gonna die. We have no games. We don't know anything that's dropping after Xenoblade. Oh no, what are we gonna do? We don't have games. And then Nintendo comes out and makes a statement and says, we're not planning on doing a Nintendo Direct anytime soon. And we encourage all of our partners, our third-party developers, anyone who is partnering up with us for any reveals, just go ahead and make your announcements when you're ready. Don't wait for a Nintendo Direct. And they just drop that on the world, and it's chaos. What are your thoughts?
Well, I haven't, to be honest, I haven't really looked into that part of it, but man, that just just hearing that just opens the door for so much. Like, I feel like with that kind of announcement of what that much like weight on it, that just means that there's going to be all kinds of games now that are just going to be dropping. No?
Yeah, I mean, you would hope that companies would stop. We would start announcing things left and right. That's the thing that people aren't taking into account, and also, I don't know what goes through people's heads on the internet. I don't know if it's just like a younger crowd that ends up being like a signal boosted, so you see it a lot. But like, just because they're not doing directs, like they just announced Paper Mario on Twitter last week. That's basically what they're gonna do moving forward. But people are taking it as in like Nintendo is at a dead halt and a dead stop. Like, do people not understand how business works? Like, a company's not gonna stop producing products and services for a whole fiscal year when they just started their whole fiscal year. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
stuff is coming. Obviously, they're shifting. Obviously, they're shifting what they're doing because of this whole pandemic situation and everything going on. And it's obviously harder to line up announcements with everybody when everything's so uncertain. So they're shifting to a different thing. I'm of the opinion that I don't care. Like, while I do like the directs are super cool. Like, you know, people do the live reactions and everything. It's a whole big thing in the community. It's a whole big day. The whole day is about the direct that day on Twitter and on YouTube and everything, and it's super fun. But as long as we're getting the information from somewhere, I don't really care if there's a big video lining it all up or not. I mean, I'm fine if 1 week they announce a Paper Mario, and then, you know what, 2 weeks later, here's Metroid on Twitter too, or here's a random trailer on YouTube for the next, you know, for that Mario Remastered collection. You know, like, it doesn't matter if it's not presented in a neat, concise package, as long as we're getting the information is what it is.
Well, shit, dude. Remember when we were younger, like nobody had information to anything. You had to wait till like either GameStop had like some kind of ad for it,
Yeah, or
or you had to just see
once
some
a
kind of
month,
commercial or something.
in like gaming
Yeah,
magazines,
Game
like
Informer. Yeah.
anything. Yeah, you got the gaming magazines. You got, you know, like random like super exclusive write-ups from IGN back then. Like IGN was like the only place for news back then and stuff like that. It was crazy,
Yeah, I
man.
just think, oh, man, people are
Super
just,
exclusive and like literally people we like Nintendo does directs now. Um, Xbox does the Inside Xbox. Sony does the State of Play. Like other companies have their own events all year. There's you know there's PAX East. There's freaking Tokyo Game Show. There's Gamescom. There's Game Developers Conference. There's all these conventions and events and expos where every single big company shows up and makes announcements multiple times a year. Back then, all we had was E3, and that was it. You
mm-hmm.
waited once a year for 1 week of news, and other
Yep.
than that, you had nothing. You had the back of your box that you kept rereading, or you had your Nintendo Powers, you had your Game Informers, you had your EGM, like, but that was it, man. Like, so people need to like slow down. Like
Yeah, everyone's so
I know it's
used to
tough for
just
like
getting
this
information
new age of people to like slow down and
in
just
an
'cause
instant.
they're used to like instant gratification. But like
Uh-huh. Yeah.
you know, it's crazy out there right now. Like especially in the tech world and the tech industry. So like just be patient, man. Like games are gonna drop and it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna prefer it because it's gonna be like so back so with the directs, they do the direct, like I said, the whole day is about the direct on Twitter, the whole day is about the direct on YouTube. People are dropping videos, and then it gets lost in the shuffle. This way, people, whatever the announcement is, people will be able to focus on, talk about, digest. So that way, you know, people will be able to focus and get more exposure on individual things instead of just like, okay, but did you see that Zelda trailer at the end though? And like completely disregard the rest of direct. You know what I mean? So.
Right. Yeah, I agree.
So I think it's better this way. So
I think it's cool. I mean, either way, you're gonna get the games or not. Who cares? In my
I mean,
opinion,
yeah,
you know, like whether there's an announcement or not, something's gonna happen if the company's gonna like survive. So
exactly. And like, there's stuff in the pipeline. Just because they haven't said anything about it doesn't mean it's not coming. They still got, you know, Bayonetta 3 should be coming at any moment. That got announced 3 years ago. It should be coming out anytime soon.
mhm.
There's, like I said, that rumored 2D Metroid that's been rumored for a while. They've already announced and confirmed No More Heroes. 3 is coming this year, supposedly. So, um, you know, there's games coming. There's definitely games coming, and people need to just chill out and wait for the announcements.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then just keeping on the Nintendo train, we can keep it rolling into Xenoblade Definitive Edition. We're a week away. I'm super upset already because I pre-ordered like the collector's edition and everything on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
And you know how everything's weird with Amazon right now because of everything. I'm not getting
Oh.
it till June 2nd, supposedly.
At least
Not getting
you're
it
at
on.
least
Yeah,
you got the collector's edition, you got all that going on. So that's cool.
yeah. But I gotta wait a couple extra days to play it. But for everyone normal out there who's not waiting on Amazon, you're a week away from one of the apparently the greatest RPGs ever, according to a lot of Nintendo fans. It was originally released on the Wii and re-released on the 3DS. I actually have never played this one. I actually played through the second one 100%. Well, I mean, I did 100% the game, but I played through it, played through the DLC, absolutely loved it. Super emotional story and everything like that. And everyone always says that the first one blows the second one out of the water. So I'm ready. I'm ready to dive into it. I'm ready to sink a good 100 hours into this one too. So let's see how it goes. It also has just like the DLC for Xenoblade 2 was called Torn of the Golden Country, and it was kind of also a standalone game. They sold it separately in stores, and it was its whole like 20 to 25 hour adventure.
Uh-huh.
Some people got way more out of it if they wanted to, 100% it like always. But
Right.
they're also adding basically like a prologue to this one too. It's supposedly similar in length, apparently, from what just came out in an interview
Is it
recently.
a prologue or an epilogue?
Epilogue. I got those two mixed
Yeah.
up. Thank you. But yeah, so it's an epilogue, and same thing. They're saying about 25, 30 hours. So those completionists will get a good 50, 60 out of it, and that has a whole new piece that's supposed to connect it to other games and all kinds of crazy stuff. No one knows what's going to happen. I've seen some gameplay, some like pre-release gameplay of like the battle system and everything in it. Looks super fun. And yeah, man, the producer of the game was recently interviewed and everything like that. And apart from that, they're about to release this game. He also gave some insight on what the rest of the studio is working. So Monolith Soft, in case you don't know, or in case anyone out there doesn't know, they're like a second party Nintendo studio. They're not necessarily first party, but they own them completely and everything like that. And they have multiple teams within Monolith Soft working on multiple projects all the time. There's a team that helps out with like Zelda, like they helped out with Breath of the Wild with the environments and stuff like that. There's a team that does Xenoblade and stuff like that. And then that same Xenoblade team itself is split up within different segments, and basically the producer broke it down that um, their main team, like their A team, half of them were working on basically this remaster, but they're also going full force on a brand new game that they haven't unveiled and haven't announced. It's unclear whether it's another Xenoblade game, whether it's a whole new IP or anything like that. But that's super exciting. There had been leaks sometime last year, I want to say, about like concept art and stuff like that within Monolith Soft and stuff like that. So it was kind of portraying a more like traditional fantasy type of layout. Xenoblade, while it is kind of fantasy, it mixes like bio and tech type of stuff like that. So everything looks super futuristic, but old school and rustic at the same time. It's like a weird steampunk type of thing. Like weapons glow with different colors. But the concept art and everything was going back to a more like traditional type of RPG, like fantasy setting. I'd say similar more to like a Final Fantasy with mages and knights and type of that type of stuff.
Okay, right on.
So while I do love the Xeno series, I'd be open to a new IP, especially because, like I said, unfortunately, like the majority of people out there have already played Xenoblade 1, both on the Wii and on the 3DS to death. So this is going to be their third time playing it, but it's my first time, so I don't mind. I'm going in it blind. I'm going to experience it for the first time and have a whole new Xenoblade experience, but that's not going to be the case for a lot of people out there. I know they want something new. But I'd be open to a new IP because I like that the traditional fantasy setting and everything like that.
Right.
I like all those classes like in traditional like Fire Emblem, Final Fantasy, that type of game. So, what do you think about all this Monolith Soft stuff, man?
Well, I am ready to play Xenoblade because I have actually never played Xenoblade.
Any Xenoblade at all?
No, I didn't have a Wii.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't play the second one that's on there. That's the second one that's on there, right?
No, that's the first one.
That's the first one? Okay, yeah. So I didn't play that. So the second one was on, you said, the 3DS?
No. So the first one was originally released on Wii. And then re-released on the 3DS. On the new 3DS. You know how they made a new 3DS? Yeah. On the new 3DS, it came out for that. And then in 2017, the launch year of the Switch, in December, Xenoblade 2 dropped on Switch.
Yeah, so I mean, if I've never played it, so I'll probably pick that one up and then move on to 2 to get some.
I mean, they're not necessarily like they're completely
your story like going on,
Fantasy. It's kind of Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay.
Where their individual story is not connected at all. What's supposed to kind of connect them and like build a bridge between the two is that Future Connected. It's called Future Connected. That's what the epilogue is called. And it's supposed to like tie in the universes, but it's not necessarily you need to know the story of the first one to know the second one or anything like
Oh, okay. Well, either way, I mean, it's the first one's coming out in what, like you said, a week.
that. Yeah, so you might you might as well since since you don't gotta wait. So
yeah, so I'll probably just pick that up when it comes out.
but yeah, be prepared because they're not necessarily traditional battle systems. I've never played the first one, so I can't speak to what we're both gonna be in store for. But I know they're usually unconventional. Like the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 battle system, it's weird. It's kind of action RPG-ish in the you can still move around and like walk around your enemies, but you kind of like press a button to auto attack, and you kind of like let them auto attack, and you build up little like every time you strike with your auto attack, little squares fill up that are your like big abilities, and each
Okay.
is a different ability, and then you time it at the right time with a swing. You do one of the big abilities once it fills up, and that boosts like a main like special bar thing. And basically you just want to chain together your auto attacks and your big abilities to fill up the special bar. Then you can do like big team attacks with your guys, because what it is you have your main character is what's called a driver, and your weapons are living people called blades, so they're
Oh,
attached
what?
to light. Yeah, so every single weapon in Xenoblade 2, it's not the same at all I think in Xenoblade 1, but in Xenoblade 2 you're like attached by a string of light to your weapon, and your weapon is a sentient person, usually a hot girl in the main character's case. Yeah. Super
Dope.
waifu status. But yeah, so you build up that special bar, then you do like big old team attacks to do major damage, and when you do, and it gets more complex from there. Like you start doing combos, and you start doing these things where you like put elemental orbs on people and you break them for massive damage. It gets super in depth, so it's definitely not traditional, but
I mean,
super fun
it's
once
fine.
you master. Yeah,
It's fine, dude.
fun.
I'm not like I don't really care whether it's turn based or not or whatever, you know.
That's
I'll
good,
play
man.
I'll play a game for what it is. You know, I have no expectations really when I play a game. I feel
That's super dope, man. That you go in with the healthier mindset than 99.9% of the game. So you got it, man. You're set. So yeah, so moving on from the Nintendo stuff and the Nintendo topics, I believe you wanted to throw in something about Dragon Ball Fighters. You had said.
Yeah, man. They just released Ultra Instinct Goku on there, man.
God, man. Is that like how,
as a DLC?
Is that like the 52nd Goku or the 53rd?
It's actually 105, dude. It's
okay.
not.
Yeah,
it's
sorry,
actually not called Dragon Ball.
touch.
It's not called Dragon Ball Fighters now anymore. It's just the Goku game.
It's just the Goku. It's just Goku. Goku the game.
Yeah, it's just Goku. I mean, I like that they made it that way. That you can choose
Sunday. Goku meets Goku versus Ultra Instinct Goku versus Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Get your tickets now.
Well, yeah, man. Did you get a chance?
No, but yeah, dude. Oh, dude, he's so cool. He's got so many. He's got like dodge. He's got basically the best dodge in the game, and he just you watch the anime, right? Like all the way through.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. They try to recreate. It's a fast-paced fighter, so they try to recreate like his moves or whatever.
Yeah.
And my favorite thing that he does is his like flippy thing. Like he just like flips all willy-nilly. It looks really funny, like, but it's really good like in the game. And just I picked him up for a little bit, and he's just fun, dude. Being able to just walk through like normal projectiles is not giving a fuck because you're Ultra Instinct Goku and shit's not gonna touch you.
So he basically auto negates projectiles.
He walks through them.
That's so ridiculously broken, bro.
Not all projectiles, not all of them. Just like the regular key blasts that you can send, like just all the regular ones. He can literally just walk through them.
Mm-hmm.
It just makes him look. It adds to like how cool he looks in the
Yeah, adds to
game.
the ambiance of the character, but god damn, man, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really cool. So anyone that plays Dragon Ball Fighters
You're
should
playing that. You
definitely get
play it
that
on PS4.
DLC. Yeah, I'm playing on PS4,
Okay,
but I
okay.
think it might have. I got him. I don't know if only PS4 or some of the consoles got him like early from what the
Okay, like
release
in
date
some
was.
weird staggered release or something.
Yeah, I think so. Because I picked when I downloaded him, it said unavailable on the PS Sense, PS Store or whatever. But maybe that's
Mhm.
because I had the Battle Pass or something.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the thing. Like people that had Battle Pass got him early. I'm not completely sure, but he's really fun, dude. He's really fun. He's the second DLC character that they've released in this Battle Pass. So I think there's two more. I think so. There's
Have they announced them, or they kind of announce them as they go?
no. They kind of announce them as they go.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Kind of like Smash style.
Yeah, pretty much, which is cool. And so yeah, they released Kefla, and now they have Ultra Instinct Goku. So who knows what they're gonna go with next? I haven't read any rumors or anything yet, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna look into that because they did a really good job with this character.
You know, I've never actually played Dragon Ball Fighters. I've seen it, and it's been on sale a bunch of times and everything. But you know, like fighting, as far as fighting games go, like I usually suck really bad at them, and
Hey,
I'm just a punching bag for you in fighting games. So, and then
did you ever
I get it on Switch. So
did you ever play? I mean, I could download it on Switch too. It's not a big deal. But did you play Marvel versus Capcom 2?
Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel vs. Capcom, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and Capcom vs. SNK are the only three fighting games I've put a significant amount of time and I can actually like do stuff in. So yes, I have.
Yo, then you'll like Fighters. It's the same. It's the same style with the assists and calling your friends in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Is
Uh
it?
huh. Yeah, dude.
Dude, have you? While we're on fighting games, I haven't tried it, but it took the world by storm a bit last year. Did you hear or play the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid? Must.
No, I didn't. I've seen gameplay of it and I've seen people play it, and it looks fun. It's
Yeah,
like a
it's
Power Rangers
supposedly
Mortal Kombat.
yeah, it's supposedly super freaking cool, and I kind of want to try it out. Maybe we should both cop it on Switch and like try it out, play a couple matches, and maybe we can talk about it at some point on the podcast. But
Yeah, dude, I'm ready to beat you down with a Megazord.
because you know Power Rangers are my jam. You know
Hell
Power
yeah.
Rangers are
Hell
jam.
yeah, dude.
Yeah. But cool, man. So while we're on PS4 and everything, I think it's time we start moving into the last big topic here. I'm about to sit down and go to PS4 school like I do every week. You're here to preach the gospel of The Last of Us, a game I've never played, but I am super interested in because, like I think I discussed last episode, I've been on a really big stealth kick when it comes to games as of late. I'm
Uh-huh.
super into stealth, and I know that one entails with a lot of sneaking around and stuff like that. So
Right.
go ahead,
Well,
tell me about The Last of Us, and then we can get into like The Last of Us 2, what you think on that, and the gameplay.
well, you'd be surprised to find out that I've actually never completed The Last of Us.
Oh, you never, but you've played it, but never completed it, or just never played it at all?
No, what happened? My little brother had The Last of Us on his PS2.
Mhm.
I didn't have it, but he had it.
PS3.
Oh, PS3. Sorry. So I would go into his bedroom and he'd play on his PS3 because I didn't have a PS3. And yeah, at that time I'd play a couple levels, but you know, it was always in his room, so it felt kind of weird about just being in his room playing a video game. Because that's a game you kind of have to sit down for.
Yeah.
But I got I have the remastered version for PS4.
Yeah.
So I've been playing that recently because of The Last of Us 2 coming out. So I want to finish it before The Last of Us 2 comes out. So I just actually before we got into this call, I was actually playing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's
How far?
really hard.
Like how many hours would you say you're in so far? Like,
Oh, not probably only like about like 30-45 minutes into it.
Oh, okay. So you kind of just restarted it. You just kind of picked it back up.
Yeah. I think I restarted it last week. So I'm at a point where you have your first few encounters with they're called clickers.
Mm-hmm. It's like the zombies of the game.
Yeah, well, there's different types of zombies in the game. I don't know how many more there are because, like I said, I haven't finished the game.
Yeah.
But so far, there's just like the regular infected, and then there's these things called clickers, and basically they can't see you because their face has been totally consumed by the spores, by the infected.
Kind of
So
like
it's
Resident Evil 4 tentacle head things.
yeah, something like that. Pretty similar actually, but they have like these jaws, and they just click them.
I've actually seen them. I've seen, I think, probably like some of the more like later game ones, because there's actually this streamer in the gaming community named Kid Smooth. Shout out to Kid Smooth. He is notorious for like he's on a podcast called Weapon Wheel Podcast, and he gets a lot of shit. He's an Xbox guy, and he gets a lot of shit for being bad at games supposedly and stuff like that. So they'll like set him challenges, like they'll like give him 30 days and a bunch of money to complete like Bloodborne or a super hard game or something. That's actually how I saw most of Sekiro. I just watched him rage quit for like hours at it, and it was hilarious. And it's always a good time. Like he gets angry and like it's always drama, but like for us just watching, it's pretty entertaining. And they actually right now he's in like almost at the end of it. They're $800 challenge to play Last of Us, the first one, on the hardest difficulty. I think it's called Grounded or something like that.
Oh God.
So I put it on in the background sometimes, and I just watch him like rage at it. But I don't really watch it because I don't want to spoil it in case I ever play it myself. But I
Yeah,
look up and I've seen the enemies and stuff sometimes, and it looks pretty brutal. But
yeah, they're very terrifying.
yeah,
And it just having. I just got through this level where you have to crawl, basically just like quietly crawl through a building full of those things,
mm-hmm.
and it was very nerve-wracking.
Like, and so are you more encouraged to completely sneak and avoid it completely, or could you power through if you think you could power through?
The thing is, clickers you can't punch them,
I
so
don't
you have to beat them with a weapon. And
sucks.
yeah,
like,
so
like not even like melee weapons.
yeah, you can use a melee weapon,
Okay.
but the thing is, melee weapons don't have durability, so
Uh,
you can't just pick it up and whack people with it
yeah,
infinitely. They
you
break.
don't find like a crowbar in the beginning that's like the crowbar you use the whole game or something like that. Like
No, it's nothing like that. You pick things up as you go. It's a survival game. So as you're going through the game, you're picking stuff up. You're picking upgrade parts. You're picking like bandages and stuff to make
survival to what extent? Like, do you have to? Is it like full on Metal Gear 3 where you have to like feed yourself just to like not be hungry and thirsty and stuff like that, or?
no, not that crazy. It's more like if you don't find, like, you have to craft your own med kits.
Okay.
And yeah, that kind of thing. You have to find ingredients in order to craft stuff. And if you want to like insta kill an enemy, you have to use like there's certain enemies you can only kill them with like a shiv. You got to make shivs, or it's just that kind of thing.
Sink?
Huh? Yeah, no, a shiv. Yes, exactly what it sounds like.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun, dude. Like I said, I haven't gotten too far in it, but I'm excited to finish the game. So,
Nice. Man. I mean, well, you got a little less than a month. I think it drops June 19th is when part 2 comes out. So
yeah. Have you seen the gameplay for it, right?
yeah, the one that dropped the deeper look into the gameplay that dropped earlier this week.
Yeah, dude, it just by playing like the first few levels in The Last of Us, the first one,
Mm-hmm.
you can tell like, holy shit, the ability to prone changes the game, dude.
Oh, you can't do that in the first one?
No, you can only you can only like kneel down and like kind of like sneak crawl.
Yeah, like crouch walk, crab walk.
Crouch walk, yeah, exactly. You can only do that. You can't actually crawl under stuff.
Mm.
So it just opens up like 100 new alleyways for you to get through, you know?
Yeah, what really impressed me, I don't know if it was like, I mean, it had to have been gameplay if they're focusing on the gameplay, but like the dodging and everything looks super dynamic and everything. Like the animations look super fluid and cool. Like
Yeah,
I said,
yeah.
I've been super into dodgy games lately too and everything. So I'm ready
Yeah,
to
well this
take some dudes out and like sock them in the face.
yeah, you can't really dodge in the first one, I don't think.
Mm.
Or you might be able to. I'm not I like I said, I just started the game.
Yeah,
Um
so Homegirl's definitely picked up some skills along the way.
yeah, yeah. She is definitely kind of annoying. I don't know what it is about those little part uh, like partner kind of thing. Like, okay,
Yeah,
I think it's just
I
the
think
little
I
girl.
mentioned this last week. I think I
Yeah, but I
mentioned
think
this last
it's
week with God of War.
yeah. Well, God of War is a little different, and The Last of Us 2, granted, is different than, and you don't have to really protect her and stuff like that. I don't.
Yeah, okay, you don't. Okay, so
No.
because I keep going back to Resident Evil 4 because it's like my main basis for survival horror. It's like
Yeah, no,
survival horror.
it's not like that.
It's not like Ashley.
No, no, God, no. But what was I getting at with this?
I mean, I guess Resident Evil 4 is when they shifted more to action, but still, technically, it's Resident Evil, survival horror, whatever.
Like I mentioned The Witcher 3.
Mm-hmm.
There's Cecil, the
Siri.
Siri. There you go.
Yeah.
Like just kid characters in video games. I think they do it on purpose. They just annoy me to no end.
Oh, dude, don't worry about that in Witcher. That's just literally like in the early cutscenes and everything. Siri is in the rest of the game, but she's a full ass adult, so no worries.
Right. Well, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in The Last of Us, like in the beginning, she's kind of annoying. I know
Is she a little kid?
she's like a teenager.
Oh, I thought she was just like a young lady, like a young woman.
No, she's like a kid,
Oh
like a
shit,
little teenager.
I did not know that.
It kind of adds to like the whole like survival thing because you're putting this kid into like these situations where she's like has to like stab people
28
or
days later type of stuff, right?
yeah, run from zombies and get shot at. It's pretty intense.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah.
But so far she's a little bit annoying, but I think she has the right to be.
I'm sure she toughens up after she sees some shit, you know.
Yeah, of course. So I'm excited for The Last of Us 2. The gameplay looks so fluid. Being able to dodge and being able to like just be completely prone and being able to shoot your weapon while you're prone. I don't know if you saw that going on.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if there's a bow in the first one, but it looked like at one point she was like shooting a bow or something.
I mean, I think I've seen a bow in the live stream, so I think you probably eventually are gonna get a bow. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I don't, like I said,
Yeah.
we'll see. I'll keep everyone updated on how that goes.
Nice. Sounds good, man. See, yeah, I'd be super interested in checking it out. Obviously, Sony guys are like that's one of like the main pillars that they always hold over everyone's heads is like we have Last of Us, so hear the story's like super emotional and super good and everything like that. So I'm always up for a good story. So I'm definitely down to give it a try. And the second one looks into, like I said, I'm super into what I've seen gameplay wise. Like people get on them saying that it's like more of an interactive movie than it is a game and stuff like that with that studio, Naughty Dog. But I mean, as someone who plays all types of games, as long as it's fun and it's engaging, like who cares, man? Just play the game. You know,
Yes, yeah, I get you.
they were also giving them crap because they're also giving the studio crap because Twitter rolled out a new function recently where you can post something. Certain accounts can post something and disable replies entirely and likes.
Oh yeah.
So all that stuff they've been dropping this week for Last of Us has had it all disabled. and people are like criticizing them, saying, "Oh, you can't handle criticism," blah 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 blah. But like, which is kind of true in a sense, but also at this point, the game's completely spoiled out there. The ending's out there. People are absolute assholes and voracious idiots on the internet. Every single post they made for the past couple of weeks was full of people spoiling the game and everything. So you know what? It sucks, but that's what you get. Like people
Right, I agree.
tell themselves, that's what you get. And
Yeah,
it is what it
yeah,
is. But I mean, yeah, the game looks super good, despite all the drama behind the scenes with the studio or whatever it is. The end product looks like it's going to be amazing. It's coming in a little less than a month, so I'm sure everyone's gonna go nuts on the internet with that one for.
yeah. I'm so glad I've avoided all spoilers for any of it. And then my brother's been kind enough to not even like he's never spoiled the ending to the first one for me either.
Yeah. One thing I do remember back from the Destiny days, because your brother was one of our main crew back then. I
Right.
remember him like being super, super into Last of Us. Oh, he was always like, "Oh, Last of Us this, Last of Us." That.
Yeah, still to this day,
Like a
it's
super
like one of his favorite games. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, should be cool. And that's pretty much gonna close it off for this episode. But before we end the podcast, I did want to ask you something. I mean, I don't think you've played it, so it probably won't take too long. But I know you're a huge Metal Gear guy. That's one of your favorite franchises of all time. I've always known
Hell
that.
yeah.
So I know you're
Otacon.
you're a big Kojima man. Did you play Death Stranding? Did you get Death Stranding ever?
No. I played the Kojima game. The last Kojima game that I played was the PT.
Oh, dude! Also, I mean,
And it scared the shit out of me.
Rip Silent Hills.
Um, but yeah, no, I didn't play Death Stranding. I just, I don't know. I just kind of, I guess I'm butthurt that he's not working on Metal Gear anymore.
I mean, Konami treated him like absolute garbage for so
right,
long, man. It was,
right, and I know it's not his fault.
Ugly split and everything. Like that's the whole thing with PT too. I mean, it was such an ugly split. Silent Hills went in the garbage. You know what I mean? So
exactly, yeah. I mean, I was I get it. You know, I get this about the split. I get it, dude. But at the same time, like Metal Gear 5 was so good.
yeah, I mean the ending you could tell he was being pressured and rushed and he ran out of time. But wow, Metal Gear 5. I still really enjoy Metal Gear 5.
I still like play it to this day. I still get on there and just replay levels.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater though, still
Snake Eater,
top 5 games of all time. Always will be.
Straight up.
Oh, I love that game, man. I'd kill for a Metal Gear collection on the Switch, man.
On anything really. I would purchase it like hands down. There was a Metal Gear collection on Xbox 360.
Yeah, it's actually on. It was. I don't know if it still is, but it was on Game Pass. So I can definitely play through them through there. But something about having like fully portable Metal Gear just rumbles,
right,
man.
Right. Yeah, and then there was all those like spin-offs with Raiden. Did you play those?
No, I didn't play any of those. I didn't play Metal Gear Rising or Metal Gear Revenge, or whatever it was called.
Yeah, they're kind of whack, actually.
Yeah, a lot of them were.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I will pass. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Metal Gear. You're right. Metal Gear 3, totally like top 10 video games for me too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Death Stranding was super divisive within the community. I watched a good chunk of it. I never finished it though, because like I don't think I'm ever gonna play it, just because does not seem like my type of game. Walking around delivering packages or whatever you do.
I don't even know what I've seen nothing about it, and
dude, you know nothing about it.
No,
you don't know about like that you walk around as like basically a glorified Amazon man in a basically you're an Amazon delivery person on foot delivering things to people during the apocalypse, with a baby strapped to your chest, like a psychic baby strapped to your chest that can detect these shadow creatures that may or may not be trying to kill you at all times. And you fight them with grenades made out of your own poo and pee.
Why?
Because Kojima. With no one to hold him back. And a blank fucking check.
Wow. Okay.
So it's
Okay.
definitely some super weird stuff.
Maybe I will play Death Stranding.
I will sponsor a Death Stranding video of yours. If I will buy you Death Stranding, and and we can talk about it on the podcast, or you can make a video on it when I'll put it out on the channel. But as a Kojima fanboy, I need you to experience him at his in his final unchained form and see how you still feel about him after that. I need to know.
Well, hey man, he's always added some weird shit into Metal Gear, so
Dude,
I'm not surprised.
100%. But yeah, man. And then just as a little side tangent here, speaking of PT and Kojima and everything, there had been rumors going around for a while that him and Konami were back together working on Silent Hill, which is absolutely probably not true, but it has been kind of confirmed and put out there by a source that Sony actually partnered with Konami secretly, and they're working on a PS5 exclusive reboot of the Silent Hill franchise for next gen.
Oh, that sounds cool.
With the original composer doing all the sick, creepy Silent Hill music and everything. So, with the talent Sony first party studios have and everything, I think they could freaking make it awesome. And it's been a long time since we had a good Silent Hill game. So that sounds
and on the PS5, man.
Dude, that's gonna be absolutely terrifying.
Oh yes.
So I don't know if I'm gonna be down, but maybe I'll watch someone else play it. I'm a
bitch. No, dude, I couldn't get through PT even. Like, it was so terrifying.
Yeah, dude.
And there was just so many little details, like going into a little bathroom and all of a sudden there's like blood everywhere. You're just like, what's going on?
My PS4 that I sold to my girlfriend's brother that is still over there.
No, do you still have it?
It's still installed on there. It's one of
Oh my god, dude.
So that PS4 is valuable because it still has PT on there.
Wow, that is the rarest of the rare, man. That's really cool.
Yeah, because remember all the guys we played Destiny with in the party chat made me download it one day and laughed at me.
It was hilarious. It was so funny listening to you go through that game.
But man, so I'd be super down for a Silent Hill, man. So let's see what's up. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for episode 2 of PodBoyz Advance. Thank you so much to everyone who listened to our first episode. We got a lot more support than we were expecting. We hit over 50 views on YouTube. Like I said in a tweet earlier, I wasn't even expecting to hit double digits on there. Actually gained a couple subscribers. The channel's up to a whopping 5 now. Watch out.
Hey, what up? 5 subscribers.
We're coming for you. We're coming for that 100,000 silver plaque. You know what I'm saying? On our way. But yeah, so thank you to everyone on Twitter who's followed us and reposted and liked and everything like that. We've gotten on a couple like follow trains with a bunch of other podcasts, so we're kind of getting swept up in the tizzy of podcasts on Twitter. So we're gonna keep riding that wave. Hopefully, keep making the sphere bigger, bringing some more people in. We are available on Anchor. Anchor notified me today that they put us up on everything today, so we were already on Spotify as well as Anchor. As of today, we're also on, let me pull up the little list here that they sent me just to confirm for you guys, because it was like kind of like an overwhelming amount. So
right, well, like you said, man, thank you for everyone that's actually listened to this. I wasn't expecting to hit double digits either, and thank you for supporting. It means the world to us. We're just 2 dudes who play video games. Just want to chit chat. So thank you so much.
Yeah, honestly, it makes our week to, to get together and talk games every week. Especially right now, we can't really hang out in person. And apart from this, it's been a while since we had a chance to reconnect and really talk for extended periods of time. So from one best friend to another, it feels good at least having this chat every week. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that everyone's getting in on this and enjoying our conversation and everything. But yeah, we're available through Anchor. Put us on Pocket Casts. We're on Breaker. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on Radio Public as well as Apple Podcasts. So
Right on.
plenty of
Hell
places
yeah.
to check out the podcast, as well as the YouTube channel, Knife Life Media. Um, it's I don't have a custom URL yet. We have to hit 30 subscribers before I get a custom URL, so please make sure you subscribe. But if you type in PodBoyz Advanced in the search bar, it does come up right away. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit subscribe, leave comments. I'll be glad to get back to anybody who leaves comments. Same thing on Twitter. Reach out to me on Twitter, either on my personal Oscar Lazy Soul with a 0 instead of an O in Soul, or our new actual PodBoyz Advanced Twitter. It's open to the public. It's just PodBoyz Advance. Check us out. Follow us on there. Eric, go ahead, plug the Discord and all that and all the other stuff you got going on.
Yeah, just follow us on Discord, and I think that's the only one I said. You did a very good job setting everything up. So, but yeah, like you said, just hit us up on Twitter, hit us up on YouTube, anywhere you anywhere you can, really would mean the world to us. Subscribe and like. Yeah.
Look forward to the podcast to keep getting better, guys. This is, like I said, our second episode. It's probably going to be a little better sound quality this time around. We got a little bit of better equipment on my end going. It had been stuck somewhere else, but we got it back. And then as well as the channel, we're actually going to be expanding to do a bit more single videos throughout the week. Like I had a conversation with Eric. So we're going to try and be putting out some content whenever something drops that, we can't wait to sink our teeth into, to wait till the podcast to discuss. We'll be putting out some edited videos and stuff like that for you guys to check out as well. So yeah, make sure you, like I said, the YouTube is going to be kind of the main place for the most activity, at least in the beginning, until we get some traction on these other podcast websites. But keep it locked there, guys. And thank you so much for joining us again. My name is Oscar.
And I'm Eric, and
we're the PodBoyz Advance. Thanks very much for hanging out.
Peace.